Hello and welcome once again to Lincoln parking lot. Lincoln Park. And I have some good news to report. So the city has installed an authorized vehicles only sign here. That hasn't kept vehicles from parking on the lawn in front of Plaza de la Raza. You can see some of the dead grass down the way, but for the most part the lawn here is sort of intact because of these large boulders, although the area still doesn't feel safe because it's just a car entry access road as opposed to the interior of a very important urban park. But there is some good news to report. The city went ahead and patched the gravel pit holes that were in the path, the compacted gravel pit. So it's unfortunately for the off-road wheelchair enthusiast, your options are now limited to some of the sidewalks in the neighborhood, but the path itself in the park is a fairly smooth to ride on and walk on, with the exception of some areas around the lake, which are total muddy cesspool malarial swamp pits. But here on Lincoln Park, the impossible has happened and peak hour parking restrictions have been removed. Has this stopped Plaza de la Raza patrons and visitors from parking inside the park on the grass? No, that has not stopped. But it has alleviated the problem somewhat and has opened up 75, 80, I believe at my last count is like 85 parking spots along Mission here, going up and down the block at just at the hours as Plaza de la Raza goes online. And just as a side note, there was a wedding here recently, a weekend ago, and I noticed that the DMV lot across the street was being used for overflow parking, as was the on-street parking, and of course there are people also parked illegally on the lawn. But you know, thank goodness that Councilman Reyes, 1st District, has gotten on it, and the Parks and Rec administrators have been shamed into taking care of this very important urban oasis. I think all we've got to take care of now is well, adding some curb cuts for people that are handicapped and have wheelchairs, or that strollers at all the intersections, major intersections here, potentially removing a car lane to slow things down a bit and making it more accessible for all the local neighborhood kids who I think don't come here as often as they'd like to because the dangerous car speeds involved in crossing the streets and the long wait times. Here we go, an authorized vehicle entering Plaza de la Raza. Go ahead, authorized vehicle. You look like you got the E for exempt plates. All right, so that's it. Kind of good news here at Lincoln Park. It's not all done yet, but there you go.